Episode 14 of the BTB Project. Every morning, we have a choice. The choice is to make the best of our day or to dwell on yesterday. In today's episode, in this BTB short, we are going to walk through the importance of owning your morning. There are 6 important traits that allow you to optimize what has been best so far and what is going to be great moving forward each and every day and in your week. You'll be inspired by this episode and encouraged by the opportunity to win the morning, which will allow you to win your day. Let's get into this. Impossible's nothing.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gearhart, a former athlete and motivational coach. I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land. Whole risk.
One of the biggest questions I ask as I've been developing a podcast interview is I always ask guests things that they would give themselves advice about when they were younger based off of what they know now. Based off of that mindset, today's episode is probably one of the most important pieces of information that I can share with you when it comes to setting yourself up for success. A morning routine is something that was painful. I repeat, painful for me to learn. I was really hardly a morning person growing up. I struggled, getting out of bed and making a conscious effort to start the day early. And it was one of those things that at the time I didn't know how it was affecting the rest of my day, week, months, and years, but it affected everything. And before I dive into the 6 traits of a morning routine, I want to talk about the benefits of a morning routine. And this is based off of a myvia360.com article that I came across that talked about the science behind the benefits of a morning routine. And we're going to walk through each one of these, and we're going to coincide that with the traits near the end. And by the end of this podcast, you as the listener will have some real tangible tools and traits to implement starting with your morning routine as soon as tomorrow. The first science-backed benefit is you prepare yourself for the rest of the day. We, as human beings, are creatures of habit, and routine is something that allows us to start creating some pre-processes that trickle into each facet of the day. And it is really important to know that how you spend time in your morning will influence the rest of your day. And if you feel like you're starting rushed or lazy, expect that sensation to remain with you for the rest of the day. A morning routine gets you on track for the momentum you wake up, put yourself in the right mind frame. Number 2 is that it increases your productivity. With a morning routine, when you set up those tangible traits, you spend every moment of time diving into something that's valuable and productive from the moment you wake up. And you maintain this feeling throughout the day, and you really help yourself avoid wasting time. I can certainly relate to that. I've been a habitual procrastinator in some mornings. And then I moan and groan at the end of the day, the end of the work day, the end of a practice, the end of a lesson, and I'm always wondering why it didn't go the way that I wanted to. And it always, always, always goes back to what I was doing the morning of. Number 3, feel in control. You control your morning, you control your day. A morning routine does not have to be long, and we're going to dive into that in just a little bit. But if you can set some tangible goals of how you're spending the time at the beginning of your day, that control element, that routine, that habitual habit will always trickle in to what's happening later on in your day. Okay? This is a step toward helping yourself regain control if you feel like you're not in control. There are days where, listen, family of 3 kids, it is constant scheduling and trying to just stay on top of things, right? And from there, it's like, if I don't have control in the time where kids are asleep, my wife's asleep, and I'm not, diving into that morning routine, it goes into chaos and mismanagement of time through there. Okay. Number 4 is lowering stress. A lot of the routine that I noticed in the morning not only lowered my stress, but, stress often occurs when you feel like there's a lack of time to complete all of your responsibilities. Then you start worrying about what you're supposed to do next. But if you have a routine, you're knocking out a lot of that worry, that self-doubt, that insecurity of how you're going to manage your day. And you can complete your entire routine without ever thinking. And you'll know you'll have enough time to finish everything you have on your to-do checklist in that day without rushing. When you avoid stress, you improve both your emotional and physical health. That is key. And for instance, it may decrease your risk of developing depression and anxiety, along with illnesses like high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. Number 5, develop healthy habits. A morning ritual that is healthy is a healthy habit. And those will carry over not only for the rest of the day, but for the rest of your life. You may well find that if you start eating better, exercising more often, or wasting less time on your phone in general, will probably help for the rest of your life. Those are the types of tangible things that are healthy habits that can piggyback off of a morning routine. Number 6, boost your energy levels. Okay, when you get up and you start diving into routine and habit and get your cognitive function going early, it absolutely reflects into the rest of your day. 3 more here. Number 7 is you improve relationships. I've talked about numerous times on previous podcasts the importance of putting yourself around good people. You are a byproduct of the 5 to 6 people you hang out with the most, and it is critical to make sure that you're always around people that are encouraging you, that are inspiring you, that are motivating you. Never lose sight of that. It helps you combat forgetfulness. Brain fog's a real thing. If I don't tap into my morning routine and I go throughout the rest of the day, I'm forgetting things, I'm losing track of things, I'm asking questions twice when I should be asking them once. It combats forgetfulness. And the last 2, it improves your confidence. I'm a firm believer that what you do when no one's watching is when you get really good. And I believe the morning routine is part of that. As mentioned, I tap into it as a husband and a father and a leader of a family because that is the time where they're sleeping. That is the time where I get to work on me. That is the time where I get to tap into things that allow me to be who I need to be for my family, for my employer, for my team, for my client, fill in the blank. And last but not least, it helps you learn to be flexible, okay? Your morning routine is just the beginning of your schedule. It's normal that things don't always go exactly the way that you'd hoped. And as you listen to these traits for your morning routine that we're going to develop, it's not going to be perfect. It's not always going to be step 1, step 2, step 3. Like, life is life. I fully understand that. But the benefits of a morning routine always, always, always outweigh just winging the day. When you start having that type of mindset, it creates situations that I'm telling you right now are going to make your day way out of control. So let's dive into the 6 traits. Okay. And this came from someone that I've come across who has designed what they call the morning miracle. This is Elrod. And he spent a lot of time in his life trying to find ways to adapt and adjust based off some pretty difficult circumstances. And it really comes down to just spending a few minutes in each one of these categories each morning and going from there. And step 1 when it comes to the traits is a moment of silence. Being able to either pray or say positive affirmations, close your eyes and spend a couple minutes in silence. This few minutes of meditation and prayer or silence can calm your nervous system and quiet your mind. These are moments of gratitude. Appreciate the moment that you have today. Become fully present, and it creates the perfect moment. There's so many opportunities to be involved in the chaos. There's so many opportunities to embrace the noise. But being silent allows you to cognitively put yourself in a state that allows you to take on the day. Trait 2 is affirmations. I've said this multiple times on previous episodes. The importance of positive affirmations are critical. What you speak into your life are things that can create physical outcomes. And pull out all of those affirmations, the ones that you articulate and remind you of the limitless potential you have are always your top priorities. Say them, speak them with emotion. Remember and affirm that you are just as worthy and deserving and capable of anything that you want to achieve. Impossible is nothing. I don't say that lightly. I say it because I speak that in my own morning routine. As I'm affirming, those affirmations put me in a cognitive state that allow me to take on any and all challenges and obstacles throughout the day. Number 3 is visualization. Close your eyes and look at what you are trying to accomplish. Okay? What are you built to be? What are you built to become? What are you built to accomplish? Visualize the outcome. Visualize the success. Visualize your ability to accomplish what you want to do. And as you're mentally rehearsing the handling of the most important task of your day, it makes those tasks later on something that's almost of ease, of effortlessness, because you've practiced and performed those tasks in your mind before it even happens, and create an optimal emotional experience. And that will help you be capable to overcome any procrastination and take action that will move you forward towards any goal you have. Number 4 is journaling. Write it down. If you want something to happen, put it in a journal. If it was a tough day the day before, put it in your journal. Part of that morning routine is just get it on paper. Some of the most valuable feedback I have in my life are those moments of reflecting back to journals that I wrote, whether it was becoming a college tennis player or losing weight or overcoming adversity after multiple surgeries. These are all things that I wrote down and planned and took the emotion and got it in a way onto paper that allowed me to really navigate it in a way that I could never do it without it. Number 5 is reading. All right. I'm a man of faith. So I open the word and either do a devotional or try to find ways to get into the Bible. Okay. Hearing those moments of truth allows me to reflect, which could take me back to the journal or, allow me to think outside of my comfort zone to figure out areas of where I can improve, of where I can develop and grow. And that's something that's pretty important when you're trying to navigate the day in and day out. And it only takes one idea to change your life. So even books, right? Books or podcasts or anything. Knowledge is the new money. Get you some. That's a famous quote by Eric Thomas, another mentor and great influencer that's out there on social media. Knowledge is the new money. It just takes one idea, one thought that could change the trajectory of your life. And last but not least, exercise. Listen, you might have seen my Instagram feeds. A lot of the times that I'm promoting my podcast are after I go on a run. Now, I'm not a big runner. I'm not an avid runner, but I consistently run. And I do that because I wanted to try to relate and understand my son, who is a cross country and track runner. But also when I'm running, it allows me to listen to a podcast. It allows me to tap into silence. It allows me to go through my positive affirmations. It allows me to reflect and just be close to my faith at that point. And those intricate moments of reflection while moving my body, it's huge. And I always, after I'm done with my exercise in the morning, I cap off each day with a cold shower. So I'll start the shower hot to do the wash and shampoo and conditioner and whatnot. And then I end it with a good, as cold as I can get the water, cold shower. And it is scientifically proven to ignite your nervous system, to eliminate inflammation, to put you in a state of awareness that, listen, a cold shower when it's, 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, no fun. It is no fun. But if you can endure that type of trauma to your body at that point, what else are you able to endure throughout the day? Those 6 traits, along with the benefits that we heard earlier of a morning routine, will change your life. If I had to give myself advice when I was a teenager growing up, I wish I would have established a morning routine earlier. I wish I would have developed that discipline earlier, because it makes me think of what I could have done if I tapped into it. But you as the listener have the opportunity to tap into it right now. You have the tools to do something unbelievable each and every morning. As you work on your routine, watch what happens in your life. I'm proud of each and every one of you. It's not easy sometimes to wake up, especially if you're a night owl. I encourage to find ways to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And from there, as you wake up earlier, develop these traits, it will change the rest of your life. I appreciate you checking out the episode. We're going to continue to provide content and special guests and people that are just going to impact your life. Never give up. Let's develop these traits. Let's own our morning so that we can win our day. Take care.